another Panasonic television, which was just sitting in the guest room, and basically it won't turn on anymore. Even when you plug it in, it's no standby light, no nothing. Now, as many of you already know, these televisions not really Panasonic. It has the brand, but that's it basically. Is got the brand, but not made by Panasonic, just sold under the Panasonic brand. So this model is the TX-24C300B. I had a few bigger version from this one, not the 24-inch, so finally it can fit to my little desk and we can work here. Now is no standby usage, so when I plug it in, it doesn't pick up even half a watt, so nothing going through to the main board. If the power is getting to the main board, then you're using at least half a watt. This is how you know. All right, so let's take apart and take a look inside. It's funny to take apart a television into a small place like this desk. Usually I'm just bringing the main boards here. Alrighty. So once we remove the screws, we have the power supply here. Now, nothing is going through to the main board, because otherwise we have a standby voltage. So the main problem with these kind of power supply is usually with these diodes. Some of them is burnout, so we just put into a continuity mode and gonna check what's going on. If some of them is beeping, and it's beeping in both ways, like this, then that one is shorted and we have to replace. Okay, so here we just have a capacitors. But this is normal. So we have a voltage drop, but these are not normal. So these have zero resistance, zero voltage drop. Is these three definitely must go. Now we also want to check the fuse on this board. In this case, it's not the normal glass fuse, it's that one. Once we take out the power supply, we can take a look on that. Okay, so to check the fuse, we're just going on the other side.
Okay, so the fuse is good. So now we just have to remove these 3 diodes and check them separately, because sometimes when one is gone, it's caused the others show us shorted as well. As you can see, this 3 is basically connecting the same parts together, same traces. Alright, so we're gonna need a tweezer, some flux, and we have to lift up these 3. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this one here. Heat it up and lift. The flux is gonna help to distribute the heat now, because they bend the end is sometimes a little bit hard to get out. So in that case you have to use some force, but you don't want to damage the traces. Let's take a closer look. Alright, so here we go. Again, little flux is gonna help. And we just pull them out. Okay. So now we have all the 3 pulled out, and now we can double check which one is gone, or all of them. Alright, so we only have problem with the middle. So we're gonna remove that one completely. Alright. Alright, so what is failed is, let's see. It's SR 5100 diode. The Scottish rectifier diode, which is going through with 5 ampere and 100 volt. Now, because this one is failed, and if you take a closer look, all of them is the same. So they used the same value on this one as well. So what we're gonna do, once we replace it, we're using a little bit better diodes, which can handle 5 ampere but with 200 volt. And in that case, we probably is not gonna fail again for the customers. So we're gonna upgrade a little bit the power supply. Alright, so for that one, we're gonna remove the other two as well, and we're gonna put the new upgraded version inside. So let's quickly remove these, and after we can move forward. Now when you replace them, you have to be put in the same way. Okay, so you can see a white line here, so that's gonna be the new diode. It have to be facing the same way as well. All right, let's quickly remove it. We're gonna need more flux. Once you remove it, you want to make sure you have nice holes there, so we can insert the new ones. If you can't push it through, you have to make the hole, you have to clean the hole, so make it a little bit bigger. Now this Vestel power supply have these issues, so not just this model. This is a 17 IPS61-3. It's all these Vestel models have this issue. Okay, so we're gonna solder it, and after we're gonna cut off what we don't need to make it nice. Okay, again we're gonna use a lot of flux. That's what make it much easier to solder. You can try without it, but it's gonna be a pain. We're gonna use standard lead-free solder, which is perfect for this one. You need a good solder iron for this power supply, so if you have like this Chinese battery operated solder iron, you're probably gonna have some issues. Now if your fuse are blown, then probably you have other issues as well. But that's gonna be a story for another time. Okay, so we replace these 3 diodes. We're just gonna double check, because if we have another issue, then it's gonna show up now. So you see one way is going, the other way is not, so that should be fine. When it's coming back, you can put your multimeter if you have a proper diode mode, and this actually is gonna show a voltage drop. Unfortunately, because we have some capacitors here, that one is messing up with the measurement, but that looks alright. Now let's put together and test it. Alright, it's time to plug it in and see if we have any fireworks. Alright, no fireworks, but we have a 2.5 watt and after a half a watt consumption, so that's mean probably the main board is already booted in. Now it's hard to see, but the standby light is on, so we have a lovely button here. You can see the standby light is flashing, which means the backlight is start powering up and the backlight is on, and if we turn it around, then we have a picture. Alright, so the cost was basically the 3 diode, the SR 5200, and they are only cost around £6, 10 pieces. You only need 3, so we're not talking about too much. Obviously you have to know what are you looking for, what you want to check, and you're gonna need solder iron, multimeter, and some experience to do what you are looking for. Alright, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something today. See you next time. Bye.